Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey everyone, welcome back to J is for Justice. My name is Jay and I am your host today. We are convening today for a plea hearing in the Maddie Soto, Stephan Sterns case. And we got some things to go over, but first I want to welcome you guys back to the channel and let you know what's going on. So we have Stephan Sterns' trial was supposed to start this week. Over the weekend, there was talk that there was a plea hearing scheduled for today. However, what I found is that the judge can still turn it down, and Florida judges have done so. So I put the poll up there. You guys let me know if you think that this Florida judge is going to say no. Hello, the Real Kels and Amy C. and Melissa B. Thanks for coming in today to moderate. Oh, Megan Ambrose is here. Oh, how could I be so blessed today? Hello, hello. What's up, Danny? You guys come on in. Come on in. We've got about a half an hour before this starts, so we're going to go over a few things. Okay, so it says, what we know. Stephan's trial was for sexual battery was scheduled to begin Tuesday, which is tomorrow. Well, the murder trial was scheduled for later this year, which was, I think, September. But both cases could now be resolved at Monday's hearing set for 1:30. Prosecutors had been seeking the death penalty in the case. So why would the prosecutors ever waver from the death penalty? Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Daff. Hey, Cheek Pinchin. Good to see you. George Mom. Frag. Margaret in Scotland. Vegan Bry. Hey, Jackie. We had our second green baby, did we? Did I miss it? Let me see. I did miss some. Taco, welcome to Lawful Listener. Mama T as well. Silly Goose. Boston Simp. Jackie, look at us. Baby number 2. Thank you for your support. And Pretty in Pink. We are 6 months into our membership. Thank you so much for your support, you guys. So get your answers in the poll. Hey, Shell. Be careful driving. Hazel, good to see ya. Buck Cherry Lover. Kathy Clock the House and Claire are joining. So why would the prosecutors ever be like, yeah, we'll agree to a... I don't get it. I could get it for the CSAM, like the CSAM trial. That's what I think, that maybe he gave up some other pedos. And the money issue, right. Look at Shell, 62 months here on this channel. That is amazing. Thank you so much, Shell. Ride or die, baby, ride or die. And that is the truth. I got some good peeps that have stuck around with me. Thank you so much. So, I know I can't stand him either. I wonder if his parents are going to be there. Is Mama Sterns going to read a victim impact statement about the puppies? The puppies, Miss Stephan. Look at Megan, Coconut Cooter, coming in at 53 months. You are not far behind. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Megan. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Judge, please down this plea deal. Yo. Is Sarah at the courthouse? Sarah Luna? I wonder if because of the charges, he will even make it in prison. Well, we went over yesterday or whatever day it was, how many pedos have been arrested in Osceola. It's a lot. I guess I just don't understand why implement a bill or a law for people like Stearns. Damn, Melissa B. And I'm not far behind them at 42 months. Angie B. at 38 months. I'm in the bushes. I don't feel like talking. So much wrong at my dad's house. I'm so sorry, Angie. Angie, you have a package arriving tomorrow at your house. Just so you know. Was her mom involved? We probably won't find out anything about that. My beautiful Auntie Cheryl has joined the room. His mom will bring root beer barrels. Don't you love it, RLR? Those mods are a justification to this entire channel. We don't have the revolving door here. William Eyelash. Pearl Street in 6 months. You're not too far behind, honey. I just don't think anything is going to... I hope you feel better, Glenda. I don't think that anything's going to happen with Jen Soto. She is at the courthouse. Do you think Jen will show up for her daughter? Let's do another poll. So we got, will the judge accept Stern's plea of guilty in both cases? Yes, 66. No, 7. I don't know, 27. 12 months from Looney Tunes. Thank you so much. This one's for you, Looney Tunes. I've got a lot of mods that have been around from the beginning. Angie B, we got your back. I'm glad you're here, though. And I hope that tomorrow when you get your package, it cheers you up a little bit. You think she's in hiding? See, I think she should have gotten some kind of charge like neglect, or I don't know what that would be. Okay, so listen to this. Fox 35 News spoke with a defense attorney not involved in the case who said the timing may be strategic, as once they start a trial, they're not going to give him a deal. They shouldn't give him a deal anyways. Huh. I wonder what would make them agree to a plea deal. I just don't understand it.
This case, tell West 2 to expect Stephan Sterns to plead guilty in both cases. He's facing a case of sexual battery.
God, I thought this was slowed down. They're talking awfully slow. Felony, yeah, endangering the welfare of a child. There you go. There you go. But then you got her freaking teachers that are pedos, and it's
on
like...
a child, which is scheduled to begin this week, and another case of felony murder in the killing of 13-year-old Madeline Soto.
The state had maintained its intention to seek the death penalty against Stephan Sterns, the man accused of raping and killing 13-year-old Madeline Soto.
It's a very difficult decision for jurors as well. There's no guarantee that this would have been a death sentence.
David Haas is a criminal defense attorney and a former state and federal prosecutor.
So there's no guarantee that he would get the death penalty, but isn't that what the law was put in place for? Was for people that hurt children? And I just feel like the law is screwing her once again, if you will. If he gave up, if he gave up other people, that would be one thing. I don't know. I feel like death penalty language of horses is used as more of a bargaining tool at times than an actual punishment. But you know what? Jen has to live with that. Jen has to live with what Jen has done.
Haas has no connection to this case, but says the expected plea deal would avoid a painful trial.
Do I think this could have likely resulted in a death sentence? Yes, absolutely. Just given
Sure.
sort of the heinous and nature of the offense that was committed, I think it's something that the prosecutors could have received. I think you see it's also difficult for prosecutors to turn down somebody that's going to plead to a life sentence.
Sterns' murder trial without the plea is expected to start in September.
He is so gross. Ugh. I mean, he just, hey, overtime, well, welcome. Thanks for coming in. He really deserves to just be in the depths of hell for the rest of his life. Can we agree on that? He deserves, look at his arms. Ugh. He's so freaking gross. I feel Stephen is using the medical card for a soft bed. He even said he likes the bed in medical. If he doesn't deserve the DP, then please show me who does. Right. Same goes for Brian Koberger. Yeah, he's really, really, foul. Just foul. Repulsive. Yeah, he won't ever shower. Blech. Welcome in, Amanda. Thank you, Shelby Lynn, for your super chat. Why have the new law if you're not going to use it to make an example? And there better be a good reason for a plea. Yep, we shall find out. I think life without parole is worse than the death penalty when you have his paperwork. Would it be life without parole? No chance of parole? No appeals? I don't know. What's the deal, Reed? Sarah Luna, where you at? Where you at, girl? Sarah Luna's at the courthouse. I'm here. Jen's mom just got here. So Jen's mom is there representing Maddie. No Jen yet. We've got someone at the courthouse, y'all. Sarah Luna, thank you for checking in. Welcome in, Dina. Yeah, you guys hit the thumbs up on your way in. Miss Upper Thighs thinks they'll keep his ass in isolation. Oh, God. Maddie nicknamed him Stinky. Ugh. I can't even. Music City Mom, do they have to give a reason for the plea? I'm not sure they have to give a reason. I'm not sure they have to give a reason. They just have to have a deal put together, right? And then both sides agree on it. Yeah, it'll be live in 15 minutes. Let's finish this video and then we will head over to Court TV where we are waiting for the live stream.
Prize expected plea hearing could upend the plans in favor of justice coming sooner.
There's some people that think even a life sentence is more severe in some ways because
Hi,
it's
Hartley.
longer sort of to deal with the ramifications of the sentence.
If a plea deal is reached, victim impact statements may be heard on Monday. Loved ones of Soto would be given the opportunity to speak.
The victim's family will get a right to, weigh in at sentencing and whether or not the plea should be accepted, and then the court can decide whether to accept that plea or not.
If the judge does not accept the plea, jury selection would begin in the sexual abuse trial on Tuesday. Sterns had previously pleaded not guilty to the charges that he murdered his former girlfriend's daughter.
It will be incredibly powerful what the family says about, what Madeline endured, and, justice for her is coming, it sounds like, in this particular case.
And of course, WESH 2 will bring you the very latest from the Osceola County Courthouse tomorrow. Luana.
Okay, let's see if WESH has anything today, if they're there. They're live right now. Let's see.
So badly injured. So it.
Oh, that's not it. This is 4 hours
And
ago.
accused of killing 13-year-old Madeline Soto is expected to admit to the
So they're still saying possible plea deal.
crime.
Stephan Sterns is scheduled to be in court today, and we are told that he will plead guilty to both murdering Maddie and also raping her since she was a little girl. WESH 2's Bob Hazen is live this morning at the Osceola County Courthouse. And Bob, Stephan Sterns had been set to go on trial tomorrow.
Yeah, and that guilty plea would mean that the trial wouldn't happen and also that the death penalty could be off the table, but a judge would have to agree to accepting that plea. Now, the trial that was supposed to start tomorrow was supposed to be for 60 counts of sexual abuse, and that Sterns raped Maddie for years and recorded video of it with his phone. Investigators say they found those videos while searching for Maddie when she vanished last year, a day after her 13th birthday party.
I wonder if the judge can go, I'll accept the plea. We have hot mic in the courtroom, by the way. Court TV has opened up the feed. I'm going to switch over to Court TV right now, but could the judge say, yes, you can plead to the CSAM, but we're going to go ahead with the murder trial? Or no? What do you guys think of that? I don't know much about it. But welcome in, you guys. Hit the like button. We're about to begin. In just a few minutes. So we do have audio. Let me see if I can boost the hot mic. Petty. Hey, Petty. 11 months. We are almost on a whole year. Thank you so much, Petty. Does a judge ever reject a plea? So I was reading something that said Florida judges have, actually. So I agree with you, Shell. When it comes to kids, no deals.
Go into the clinker, the big house.
If you guys could hit the like button, it is a good way to get this video out into the algorithm. I don't know this judge. I don't know anything about him, but I did read that there have been judges in Florida that say no deals. So right. I mean, a 13-year-old little girl. These charges are horrendous without the murder. Even without the murder, these charges are absolutely horrendous. I've personally never seen a judge deny a plea, but I did read that Florida. So I don't know if the judge has reviewed the plea prior to today. I don't know anything about it. I'm curious how this all works, though, for sure. How's that? Is that good? Picture good? You guys can read it good. I just want to make sure. It's usually discussed between prosecutor and defense, presented to the defendant, then brought to the judge. So the judge would read it prior. Oh, they just turned on their music. They're like, yo, I got a hot mic. Sweet Cheeks, good to see you. Jenny, is Dateline episode still on your kick? No, it deleted after 30 days. I disagree with the plea the day before the trial. I think it's BS. They had to have been talking to her family and stuff, though, because, thank you, Shelby. Because for them to have their victim impact statements ready for today. What's up, Brian Hines? What are you laughing at? What'd you say LOL for? What you laughing at me for? Hey, Mountain Wanderer. Hey, Melissa Hart. Good morning. Oh, September's here. September. I've missed you. Hey, Spitfire. This whole case pisses me off, too. I'm assuming the judge has read it over before court, but that I'm not sure. I feel Jen Soto knew what he was doing, let him do it because that's how she thought she could keep him. I think she knew too. I think she knew that there was feelings between them and things going on because that's why she told Maddie she'd have to move out at 18. And that's why she said it was a damn Woody Allen situation. I don't know, YouTube Inspector Gadget. I'm saying my gut says no. Bree, that's the question of the day. Was she going to tell? Was she going to... Did she already tell someone? Or was she talking about telling someone? Was she refusing him? You know, there could be a lot of reasons why. She was jealous, yeah. She wouldn't have said Woody Allen if she didn't know. Because the Woody Allen thing is pretty clear. What's your email? I have something for you to read. Yeah, I don't know how she couldn't know. I mean, thank you, me. Look at me knowing the commands. So maybe the pleas have to come in at like a plea for the CSAM, a plea for the murder. And maybe the judge can accept the CSAM and not the murder and make him go to trial for it. I just don't know if he will. He makes me ill too. Here, you know what I want to do? I actually want to get a picture of Maddie on the screen. I always like to get a picture of the victim so they're not lost in the bullshit. This poor girl, I think that we all just, I mean, so many people were captured by this case, you know, because of the depths of failures to Madeline Soto. Like, it's unbelievable how many times poor Maddie was failed by every man in her life. It's just horrible. Hey, Vamos, good morning. The fact that he appeared to legit be driving her to school says something new happened on the way. Her refusing or threatening to tell, I don't know. Hi, Judy. Hey, was stuck on, oh God. Stay far away from there over time. And if you guys want to use the command ! Justice, it comes up justice for Maddie. I don't know if her father is there or not. Email sent talks about Florida case where judge didn't agree with deal. Oh, thank you. Interesting. They keep going in, going out. So we still have 5 minutes, so. It's hard to listen to cases involving children, but their story needs to be told. I agree, and you know what? She had to go through it. The least I can do is, you know, see this through to justice. That's how I see it anyways. I was watching To Catch a Predator. You wouldn't believe how other preds said Florida is a hotbed for offenders. Oh, I know. It's horrible. Hey, Sandra Stevens. Good to see you. Sarah says, I haven't seen the dad. He has to fly in from Texas and he was having trouble. Do you see Jen's sisters there, Sarah? And by the way, we have Sarah at the courthouse. Thank you for giving us updates. I know. You say it's not justice. I get it. I get it. I do. Hey, Chica. So if this went through to the jury, went through to trial, the jury would have to see the pics on his phone. Yeah. Yep. So what they were going to do, they said, was have like whiteboards blocking the screen, so only the jury and the judge and the lawyers could see the pictures. So the only thing that I like is that he doesn't get to see those photos again if he pleads out. Hey, Island. Yeah, Jen's mom is there. I guess JLR saw her dad walking in. I don't know. Good afternoon, snowflakes. Her bio did, yeah. Yeah. That's why I said every male failed her. Are you drinking Mellow Yellow? I'm drinking Coke Zero. Maybe he only dated Jen to have access to Maddie, and Jen knew it. He did start this shit when she was 6 years old. 6 years old. The majority of this poor girl's life. Oh, JLR's there. JLR just went in. I don't know about that. If he's how you can say he's a pedo, not a murderer. According to the charges, he definitely is a murderer, and he was driving around with her slumped over dead in the car. So Jen wasn't needed to testify if he pleads guilty. Why couldn't Jen be charged then? She didn't take the stand. I'm not saying she can't be charged. I'm not sure. Does the state offer counseling when they see videos, etc., that could potentially haunt them forever? No clue. Oh, he thinks he saw the dad. We're not sure the dad's there. Sarah Luna's waiting to see who else sneaks in the door. We got about 2 minutes, Sarah Luna. Go and sit next to JLR and tell him you're reporting to me. You're drinking cherry Coke Zero. I haven't tried that yet. Oh, here we go. All right, let me turn the sound up. All right, here we go, guys. Waiting for old boy to be brought in. Ugh, I'd love to heckle the shit out of him. Scumbag. Child killer. I would scream it all. I would scream it all at that motherfucker. Oh my God. I am going to be one salty bitch today because I can't stand this mofo. Nice badge, Mr. Officer. Oh, I just feel sick. It makes me just feel nauseous. Spitfire, how are you doing today? Right, we never know what kind of deals are going on behind the scenes. I don't trust that shit. I don't like the vanilla Coke. Not a fan. Oh, Island, you would have been all over his ass. Island said, that's why I decided not to go. I can't keep my mouth shut. Betty thinks he's good looking. Yep. Bullhorn Betty said that Stephan Sterns was eye candy on Jen Soto's arm. Can you imagine? Hello, Flobo. We won't know if she shows up. You think they'd keep her in the back, Petty? Protected like the witness that she is. I mean, who could ever say that he is eye candy? Blech. All right, unmute us, guys. Here we are. Look at the courtroom full. Where's Sarah Luna? Ew, boo, hiss, you're a scumbag. Give him the needle, old Sparky. We're muted. Oh, here we go. Here we go, guys. We've got audio now. Sprite cherry lime. Ooh, that'd probably be good as like a mixed drink.
State of Florida versus Stephan Michael Sterns, 2024, CF 1293, 2024, CF 632. Appearances for the record, beginning with the state, please.
Danielle Pinnell,
William J.
for the state.
Audio's horrible.
On behalf of the defense.
Alicia Smith.
Beth Borden.
Peter Mills. Alex Johnson.
Turn on their mics. I'm boosting the audio as much as I can, guys. Turn on their mics. All right, guys, I'm going to mute my mic because I'm probably going to be screaming.
State, we have an online presence named Stephanie. Is that representative from the survivor family?
Yes, Your Honor.
Their audio always sucks. It's either too loud or not loud enough. But don't worry, I'll adjust it as we go and make it the best it can be.
An online presence, Stephanie. Also admitting Russ Walker.
Armand Pa there. I know I can't stay muted. It makes me so angry. This motherfucker. Freaking stinky ass. Hey, Crimes. I hope you're having a good day. Hope everything's all right. We have online presence of Stephanie. Maybe a sister? Lee Pepper, thanks for subscribing.
Court has received 2 plea forms, one for each of the cases. CF 1293, 2024, CF 632. The court has also received an addendum to the plea form. Ms. Borden, Ms. Smith, do you wish to walk me through the terms of the agreement?
Here we go, the terms. Hopefully we can hear her.
In exchange, Mr. Sterns will be entering a plea in the 693 case, the counts 1 through 20. The state will be under counsel and no process 21 through 60. It's going to run concurrently with the 1293 case and adjudication of guilt as to each life concurrent, and then additionally
Thank you. And state as to the addendum. I'm going to ask the folks that have joined us remotely to please mute their microphones. State any special considerations in the addendum to the plea form.
No, Your Honor, we are just incorporating the plea addendum into the plea.
You want him to apologize? I don't think an apology would even suffice. I noticed that, Bex. That happens to me sometimes with my dreads. Thank you, Global. She says, no deal.
State of Florida filed a notice of intent to seek the penalty of death. That was on June 7th, 2024. Is the state formally going to be withdrawing that notice of intent to seek the penalty of death?
After the acceptance of the plea and pronouncement of sentence, yes.
Thank you. Should that announcement be made by the state of Florida, the proposed sentence will be the maximum sentence allowed by law?
Yes.
Mr. Sterns, I'm going to place you under oath.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to enter into this case to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. I have two plea forms in my hand. One document looks like this. Second document looks like this. They're each plea forms for your respective cases. They each have a signature. That signature is the same on both plea documents. That signature is next to my finger. Can you tell me if that is your signature?
It's hard to tell from here.
Deputy, will you provide these forms?
Yes, Your Honor.
to the defendant?
It's hard to tell from here.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. What your signature and a set of initials after each of the 26 paragraphs on each document, those initials being SS, tell me is that you have had an opportunity to read these documents. Do you have any difficulty reading and writing the English language?
I have no difficulty.
And your signature indicates that you are aware of each of the 26 paragraphs and all of the terms and conditions of these two documents. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I have a secondary document. It is an addendum to the plea form. That document is 4 pages long. It appears to have the same initials on the bottom of each of the pages, as well as a signature at the conclusion of the case along with your attorney, Ms. Borden and Ms. Smith. I'm going to ask the deputies to please provide this document to you, and I'm going to ask you to verify that this is your signature.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, it is.
What your signature on this document tells me is that you have had an opportunity to read this document, go over it with your attorneys, and you understand the 13 additional conditions of your plea agreement. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Each of the plea form goes over what your trial rights would be. In 2024 CF 1293, you are charged with the allegation of first-degree premeditated murder. In 2024 CF 632, you are charged with 60 counts. The first 9 counts being sexual battery with a child 12 to 18 years of age, counts 10 through 13 being sexual battery with a child 12 to 18 years of age, counts 14 through 20 being lewd or lascivious molestation, counts 21 through 60 being unlawful possession of materials depicting sexual performance by a child, 10 or more images.
Your Honor, counts 1 through 8 are sexual battery on a child under 12.
My apologies. Counts 1 through 8 are capital sexual battery on a child under 12. The plea form contemplates in 2024 CF 1293 1 count of murder, first degree, capital offense, plea form on 24 CF 632 contemplates counts 1 through 8, 9 through 13, 14 through 20. With the representation that the state of Florida is withdrawing their notice of intention to seek the penalty of death upon acceptance of this plea, the maximum potential sentence on 24 CF 1293 would be life in prison without possibility of parole. Has the maximum sentence been explained to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in 24 CF 632, counts 1 through 8, the maximum potential sentence would be a mandatory sentence of life in prison without possibility of parole. 9 through 13 and 14 through 20 would be first-degree felony allegations with a maximum potential sentence of up to life in prison. Do you understand those maximum potential sentences on that case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that you have a right to have a jury trial as to each of these allegations? And at the jury trial, the state of Florida would have to prove those allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. At that trial, your attorneys would be with you. They are experienced, board-certified criminal expert trial attorneys. They would be cross-examining witnesses, examining the evidence against you. You would have a right to present your own witnesses and your own evidence. If you had witnesses that did not want to come to court, you could have asked me to make them come to court with a subpoena. You could have spoke at your trial, or you could have exercised your right to remain silent and not spoken. That would have been your decision after you talked those decisions over with your attorneys, and your jury would have been instructed not to consider your decision to remain silent in any way in rendering a verdict. You would have had a right to have your trial recorded and appeal any errors that occurred in the process. Do you understand you are giving up all of your trial rights if the court accepts this plea? Because I will be imposing the sentence that you have agreed with the state of Florida to be imposed upon you, and we will not be having a trial on any of these matters. Do you understand those things?
I understand.
And, Your Honor, just for record purposes, counts 9 through 13 are first-degree felonies punishable by life, as the court indicated. Count 14 through 20 are actually life felonies.
These are life felonies with a minimum mandatory of 25 years. Is life a required sentence, or would that be a punishable by life offense?
It's a life, punishable by life offense. I just wanted the record to be clear. This court indicated first-degree felonies, punishable by life. I just wanted the record to be clear that 14 through 20 are life felonies with 25-year minimum mandatories.
So the plea form indicates that these are first-degree felonies. These are actually either capital offenses or punishable by life offenses. Do you understand that, Mr. Sterns?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is anyone forcing you or pressuring you into make the decision to resolve your case this way?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone made you any other promises other than what has been presented to you as the agreed-upon sentence?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or mental issues that cause you not to understand the decision that you are making?
I am not.
Do you understand if you are not a United States citizen, that entry of this plea would subject you to deportation proceedings?
Yes.
And if you ever before had been convicted of a sexually violent or a sexually motivated offense, entry of this plea would have subjected you to involuntary civil commitment at the conclusion of any incarcerative sentence. Do you understand that's the state of Florida law?
Yes.
Ms. Smith, do you have any competency concerns regarding Mr. Sterns' fitness to accept this plea agreement?
No, Judge.
Ms. Borden?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Sterns, based on your responses to the court based on your indicating that you have reviewed this decision with your attorneys based on your initialing of the plea form and your acknowledgement that you understand all the terms and conditions, rights and obligations on these plea forms, including the addendum. The court is going to make a determination that you are alert, that you have had an opportunity to discuss this with your attorneys, that you are making this decision freely and voluntarily and without coercion. The court accepts your plea. Let me see the attorneys.
The court accepted the plea. So I just looked it up, actually, and Florida has a very high percentage of criminal cases resolved through plea deals. It's estimated that 90 to 95%. I see some of those people. There's Jen's mom. There's the people that were in Jen's mom's office on the day that Maddie went missing. There's a lot of her family members there, y'all. But no Jen. I don't see freaking Jen. There's her dad in the front row. Dad and wife are there. Lots of her family. Yep, there's dad and stepmom right there. So anyways, it says that it's estimated between 90 to 95% of cases in Florida are settled through a plea. Only a small fraction of cases actually reach a verdict in a courtroom setting. I did not see Jen Soto. I did not see her. Everyone but her mom. It's pretty crazy. I didn't realize it was that. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that high of a number of pleas. Maddie's dad is there. He was in the row in front of her mom, in front of Jen's mom, Maddie's grandma. That's the country stat, 93%. Yeah. She's scared. I'm sure she's scared. Right? She knows the hate for her. She knows the hate that everybody has for her. She ain't gonna show up. Oh, did you see him just take that deep breath? Big, huge sigh. Stress out, Stephan. I hope they take care of you in prison, boy. I hope you get everything that you did to Maddie and more. No, Maddie's dad has a beard. I don't think he's bald. But could she be on Zoom? She might be on Zoom. Sarah, do you feel like Jen Soto should face charges? Yes, I do. I think it's our duty as mothers to protect our children. Absolutely 100%. You should not be able to be a mother in the United States of America and move a man in that is molesting your daughter for 7 years and not face any kind of consequences. Look at the deputies, though. I wish someone would jump over the fucking gate. I just feel like, yes, she is liable. She should have protected her daughter. I mean, they were all three sleeping in the same bed. Come on. Come on. Where's the example being set? You know what I mean? It's disgusting. And I think as moms, we are disgusted that she is not accountable for protecting her daughter. Oh, they just boosted audio. I feel like it's going to be really loud. Let me turn this down a little bit. I feel like something just, like that white noise just got loud. I don't know how the family's holding back either. I'd want to just take care of them right now. I would just want to take care of them right now. Oh, God, and the pregnancy tests. I forgot about those. Pregnancy tests, prescription pills, sleepy time medicine. I mean, there needs to be a precedent set for these motherfuckers like Jen who don't protect their daughters or sons. And she admits to the cops that she was worried about a Woody Allen situation. All right, here we go.
Court has had discussion with the parties regarding the plea of no contest as to 24 CF 1293, the first degree premeditated murder of Madeline Soto. Mr. Sterns, how do you plea to first degree premeditated murder in 24 CF 1293?
No contest.
And as to counts 1 through 8,
what?
Capital sexual battery of Madeline Soto while she was under the age of 12.
Why can he plead no contest?
Counts 9 through 13, sexual battery of Madeline Soto between the ages of 12 and 18. And counts 14 through 20, lewd or lascivious molestation.
Say her name, Judge.
Guilty.
Prior to sentencing, does the state care to offer any victim impact testimony?
This is weird. How can you no contest in a plea?
The first will be a written statement from Madeline's maternal grandmother.
Maternal grandmother is first. That's it?
Yolanda Zambrano. Today I stand before you with a broken soul. I am Madeline's grandmother, but to her I was not grandma. Madeline always called me Mama. She decided that since she was little. And that's how I felt with her, like a second mother who loved her with all my heart. Madeline was a happy little girl. She loved going shopping with me. That excited her so much that it felt like everything around us turned into color. I remember her face lighting up when we went to the stores. Holding hands, laughing together in those moments, we connected, and I felt like she knew she was loved, protected, and valued. At night, we loved to play. It was in those moments, just before bed, that she laughed the most. Sometimes it's hard for me to close my eyes because I still hear her laughter. It was free, sweet, and sincere laugh, a sound I will never forget as long as I live. But that laughter was silenced by a horrific act, the very man who betrayed her trust, her innocence, her body. And if that wasn't enough damage, he took her life. And with her, he killed a piece of our souls. Since then, life has never been the same. Our family is empty and broken. There are days when the pain is so great that I feel like I'm drowning. And every time I think of everything she could have been, everything that was stolen from her, it hurts even more. Because Maddie wasn't just a victim. She was a little girl with a beautiful future, with a unique light, with so much love to give and receive. Today I am here because Maddie can no longer speak, but I can as her grandmother. As someone who loved her with all that I am, I come to ask for justice for her memory, for everything she lived through and should never have lived through. Justice so that no one else has to go through such a horror. I will never forget Maddie, her voice, her laughter, her eyes, her dreams. All of that lives in me, and so it will live forever. My beautiful girl, one day we will be reunited and we will never be separated again. I love you with all my heart. Thank you for listening to me with deep pain and eternal love.
This is a statement from Angelica Negro Guerrero. My name is Angelica Negro Guerrero. I lived with Maddie and Jennifer in the same house for about 2.5 years. Today, I take the liberty of expressing myself not just as a roommate, but as part of the family, as Maddie told me several times. How can I explain how this tragedy has impacted my life? There are so many emotions. I am an immigrant and I have lived in this country for 4 years. I left my country, Venezuela, alone with just a suitcase in my hand in search of a better future. Venezuela has been going through the worst moment in history, run by people blinded by power and money, people who have stolen the future of so many. I've always been against injustice, abuse, corruption, and evil in general. I couldn't picture myself living in a country where I had to witness every single day how a small, corrupt group destroyed countless families and the beauty of my nation. And that's exactly why it has been so devastating for me to experience something so tragic, so close to me after coming here with a hope for a better life. I ended up living under the same roof with a man who took a life of a 13-year-old girl, and with that shattered an entire family. What is the point of having dreams, plans, and opportunities if there is no life? If there is so much evil in the world? How can I explain what I felt and how this has affected me, especially considering that this same man took nude photos of my body without my consent, violating my privacy? I felt invaded, outraged, degraded, anguished, and absolutely shattered. I constantly think that my life was in danger too. I could have died. I am also a victim. And the only reason I'm here to write this is because God is great and I know I'm under his protection. This has affected my emotional, physical, and financial stability. I haven't been able to live with strangers ever again. Right now, I rent an apartment by myself. I pay it with all my effort just to feel safe and at peace. If I already had trouble trusting people before, now it's even harder. I can't imagine even handling a neighbor too close because it gives me anxiety. I tried to get psychological help to move forward, but this is something that will forever remain in my memory and continue to affect me deeply. To this day, I wish I could wake up and realize none of this ever happened, that this was just a nightmare. I wish I could still be spending time with Maddie, making her arepas with cheese and butter like she loved, and practicing our languages together. Me learning English and her learning Spanish. I'll never forget the words she always told Jennifer. Mommy, I would love to learn Spanish so I can talk a lot with Angelica. I think about all the time, and I wish it had been me who spoke English fluently back then. Maybe she would have opened up to me about the hell she was going through with that horrible man. I want justice for Madeline and for all the girls and women who have lived through something similar. I want him to pay for all the pain he caused her and the beautiful family I love with all my heart. I send all my love to the sky to Madeline so her soul may find peace. Angelica. This is from Zemina Zambrano, a cousin to Maddie Soto. To the Honorable Court, we write this letter with broken hearts still aching from the devastating loss of our beloved Maddie Soto. The pain of losing her is something no family should ever have to endure. But the nature of her death, the cruelty, the abuse, the inhumanity has inflicted a level of trauma and sorrow that words can scarcely convey. Maddie was more than a victim. She was a daughter, a granddaughter, a cousin, a niece, and a cherished soul in our close-knit and loving family. To know her was to love her. Her spirit, her kindness, and her light remained with us even though her life was so brutally taken. She was not only murdered, she was discarded like she was nothing, thrown into the wilderness. That image haunts our minds and wounds our hearts every day. Our grief has been compounded by the public scrutiny and the cruelty of strangers who speculate and judge without knowing the depth of our loss or the strength of our bond. We are a large family rooted in love, faith, and mutual support, and this tragedy has shaken us to our core, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Many of us suffer sleepless nights, constant anxiety, and depression. The trauma has left scars that will last a lifetime. We turn to God for comfort, and we trust that divine justice will ultimately be done. But we also place our faith in this court to uphold what is just and right. Maddie deserves that. Our family deserves that. We beg you to consider the profound impact this crime has had, not just on one individual, but on an entire family and community. Please ensure that the individual who committed this horrifying act is held fully accountable. Justice for Maddie cannot bring her back, but it can ensure that her life and her death are not dismissed or dishonored. Let there be no leniency for this cruelty. Let there be no question about the value of her life. Let justice be done. Sincerely, Jimena, please, on behalf of the Zambrano family.
Ma'am, can you tell the court your name?
My name is Letizia Nunez. I was Madeline's aunt.
Can you spell your first and last name for the court reporter?
Letizia, last name Nunez, Nunez. To Maddie. When I was 7 years old, a beautiful newborn baby was brought into our lives. And I remember being so excited because I was going to be an aunt. You gave me a sense of responsibility from such a young age because I wanted nothing more at that time than to help take care of you, play with you, and overall just make you a happy baby. You're truly missed every single day. I miss your laugh. I miss your smile. I miss your big, beautiful blue eyes. I miss doing the little things like picking you up from school, helping you with your homework, even though we both hated doing that. I just miss you and your presence. But that unfortunately was taken from us. I have so much hatred in my heart, specifically for the creature that's sitting in this room today. And no matter what happens or what justice could be brought, it kills me that it doesn't bring me back. I would give up my life if it meant having you here with us. Even though I was your aunt, you always felt much more like a little sister to me. Doing your hair for the father-daughter dances that my dad would take you to, letting you pick out clothes for my closet, doing your makeup and making sure it was very light because your natural beauty was worth more than any makeup product money could buy. I just miss you every single day, and it's left a hole in my heart from the day you've been gone. Your innocence was taken from you, and since clearly that wasn't enough for a certain someone, so was your life. You were the bravest little girl I've ever met, full of love, light, laughter, and as any positive thing I could think of, you were all of those things. I'm so blessed to have spent 13 years with someone so wonderful, and you're going to live on through all of us. Not because of what happened to you, because that didn't define who you were. I'm going to make sure my future kids know who you are, and make sure my grandkids know who you are, and so on. Today I sit here before everyone, and all I can say is that despite what anyone thinks they know, you were so loved by each and every one of your family members, and I know you left this world knowing that. I know it would pain you to see what people have to say about your loved ones, but what I think of it all is that, and what I'd want you to think up in heaven is that it's all just noise, and I find comfort in the fact that we, your family, know you were beyond loved and beyond cared for. I'm so sorry we found out too late. But despite everything that was happening to you behind closed doors, you still remained one of the happiest human beings I've ever met. Someone who loved us deeply and made us all smile. Trying to find light in this horrible situation is very difficult, but one thing I am grateful for is that your last day on this earth was everything you wanted and more. You got the birthday you asked for. Your best friends were able to be with you. We cooked the food you specifically asked for, and overall I have the memory of sitting outside by my pool looking at you and your friends and just thinking, I'm so glad she's having a great time. And look at how grown up she is. How she's blossoming into such an amazing young woman. I could go on forever, but I just want to leave this here by saying I love you so much, and I miss you endlessly. Everything I do from now on, any accomplishments, any decisions I make, anything that happens in my life, I'm going to do it for you and in your honor. I love you, Madeline Soto, and I hope you're resting peacefully now.
Can you tell the court your name and then spell your first and last name for the court reporter?
Natalie Rosero, Nathalie. Thank you, Your Honor, for having me here today. I've known the family for over 15 years. I am best friends with Maddie's aunt and was roommates with Maddie and her mom during the time her life was ended. All of our kids are the same age, so we always try to keep them united and spend as many holidays together. I have years worth of beautiful pictures, birthdays, Christmas, and Easters we all spent together. Those are the moments I try to hold on to as I stand here today. I'm here to express what the past year and a half has been like in my experience. From the moment we found out that Maddie went missing, life has never been the same. Those first 48 hours we set out to look for her, we spread flowers, went knocking on door to door, going to every business down John Young Parkway from Kissimmee to Sand Lake, asking for the public's help. All while seeing my best friend and her family have emotional breakdowns, feeling completely helpless and terrified for Maddie, thinking how could anyone just take her? It turns out we spent almost 3 days looking in the wrong location because Stephan lied to us about where he last saw her. Your Honor, that's the first time in my life I've ever felt true hate for anyone. The following days were filled with more sadness and distraught. We went from searching for a missing person to looking for a body. I had been searching for her as if my son was missing, so it was very difficult to accept that. We spent the rest of the week canvassing St. Cloud until they eventually found her body. Although there was a moment of relief that at least her body was found, that was the last sense of relief I've felt since that day. I was confident I had the power of discernment, but I couldn't even see the evil living in the same house. As details of the sexual abuse and her death came to light, you start to question everything. I even questioned my own faith. Having a full night's sleep became a luxury I could not afford. I was too anxious to sleep, constantly wanting to wake up from a nightmare. It wasn't until I started wishing death on him that I realized I needed help. I started going to therapy to try to deal with the grief and anger of losing Maddie the way we did. I also had to navigate my son's emotions as he finds out the cruelty that exists in this world. Holidays are not the same. The void is loud. It's hard to trust people. I am very guarded. I am hoping that when everything here is said and done, there can be some type of closure, even though Maddie's life can never be replaced. That is the only reason I am here today. As decisions are made, please keep in mind that she wasn't even my child, and I feel this way. I cannot imagine the pain, trauma, and deception that Maddie's family has experienced. I do not wish this pain and suffering on any other child or family. Thank you, Your Honor.
Stephanie online would like to address the board.
We're joined by an online presence. Stephanie, you may unmute your microphone and let the court know how this has affected your family and yourself.
Can you tell the court your first and last name and spell them, please?
I can see that her microphone is still muted.
Can you hear me, Judge?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, hi. I'm sorry. To the court. Maddie brought a light into... Sorry. Maddie brought a light into my life that I would never be able to describe. With her outgoing personality and her infectious smile, her infectious laugh. She was so kind-hearted, adventurous, and loving. Now that she's gone, everything's changed. The silence where her laughter used to be is deafening. The hole in my heart is bottomless, and the pain is indescribable. My family's life has been shattered. What we've endured and what we will continue to endure for the rest of our lives is a kind of pain that I do not wish on anyone. No family should have to lose a loved one in this horrible manner, especially at such a young. Her life was taken. Her future. I should say, never see her fall in love, get married, or build a future that she deserved. With her. You smile in her.
Appears the connection is no longer established.
She lost connection. This is
Return.
horrible.
I can finish reading it, Judge.
No. Get your shit together.
I'm so sorry. I'm not in a good place with connection. I apologize.
You may continue. We can hear you.
This vile and heartless crime has not only affected and traumatized my family, but so many other families as well. It has also impacted her friends, all of those who knew her, as well as the whole community. There are nights where I can't sleep, nights where I wake up gasping for air, haunted by what Maddie must have gone through. I am consumed by grief. I carry such an anger that it eats away at me on a daily basis. A depression I never thought was possible. The emptiness touches every moment of every day. And everywhere I look, I see her. I hear her laugh in my memories, and then I remember she's gone, and it destroys me all over again. To know what Maddie went through and how terrified she must have been is unbearable. The thought of her suffering haunts me. The cruelty of what was done to her will never stop echoing in my mind. I asked the court for something that I know I could never really have, justice. Because real justice would mean that Maddie would be here with us and not you. You still get to wake up every day, something you cruelly stole from her and from us. The way you discarded Maddie as if she was nothing and her life had no value is a true reflection of your evil. The suffering you caused her should be given back to you tenfold. You do not deserve peace. You do not deserve mercy. You deserve to carry the weight of her pain every single day, just how we will carry it for the rest of our lives. And let me be perfectly clear. Where you go after this life will not be where Maddie is. She is in a place of peace surrounded by love. You, on the other hand, will never know peace. You will never see her again. You're not going where she is going. You're going to hell. Thank you, court.
And Stephanie, can you tell the court your first and last name, please?
Stephanie Soto.
Thank you.
Stephanie Soto, did you get it? I'm sorry.
Ms. Soto, we can hear you. Thank you for your statement.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Can you tell the court your first and last name and spell them?
Kimberly Vialta. Your Honor, I stand here today to give you a little insight of how loved and how losing Maddie has destroyed my family. Although Maddie was not my blood, I considered her my family. And I loved her like my own niece. Maddie was a kind and bubbly child and was growing up to be the most amazing young lady. She loved arts and crafts, Taylor Swift, and sour gummy candy. I had the honor and privilege of spending many holidays and special occasions with Maddie over the years, and I will cherish those memories forever. I do not have joy or happiness left in me because this monster took that away from us when he killed Maddie. Every day I feel like life is not worth living anymore because such heinous evil exists in this world. There is not a day that goes by where I do not think about all the pain and suffering that Maddie endured. This monster took advantage of her trust and her innocence. This parasite robbed us of every moment we could have had with Maddie, and our lives will never be the same. A life sentence is not punishment enough for what he did to Maddie. However, it gives me comfort to know that he will spend the rest of his miserable life in prison. I hope he lives a long and healthy life, so he suffers every single day. Therefore, I ask the court to not take any mercy on this poor excuse of a human when imposing his sentence, because he does not deserve it. Thank you, Your Honor.
Can you let the court know your names?
My name is Tyler Wallace.
Tatiana Wallace.
And Tyler, what's your relationship to Madeline Soto?
Madeline Soto was my daughter.
Go ahead.
Madeline Soto was my daughter. She was happiness. She was a joy to be around. She was quirky and intelligent. She was curious. A little forgetful like me too, that happens sometimes, but I just loved her so much. And I was not able to be in her life as much as I would like to, due to circumstances and choices I had made, due to the way finances worked. I was strained in my relationship with my daughter, and that was finally getting better. The last time I saw her was in October of 2023, and she had come to visit for a few days. And when I took her back to the airport, I said, you know, you're turning 13 soon. When you turn 13, you have a choice of which guardian you're interested in staying with. Would you like to stay with me and Tati? And she said yes, that she would. And so I was this close to having my little girl, sir. Because of the actions of this depraved man, I will never meet the woman she was becoming. And I can't grasp it. I can't grasp the selfishness of you, the deplorability of your actions. You're depraved. You're weak. You're a coward. You're a sneak thief. You crept into a family and took advantage and exploited them when they were weak. It's torn my family apart. It's led to arguments about who can go where and who can get what and who can help who, but we're all on edge because it doesn't heal with time. This isn't like other deaths that I've experienced. This just gets worse. It just gets worse every time I rethink about it and the true horror of what this man visited upon her. And I can only hope that he lives a long time in prison and has those same horrors revisited upon him by his fellow inmates. Thank you.
State has no further witnesses.
That's it? There's no one else to speak for Maddie? Where is her mother?
Defense, any input prior to sentencing? State, do you have additional input?
Can you please tell the court your name?
Okay, my name is Leslie Bajalta.
And how are you related to?
I'm a close friend of Maddie's family. Most people only know Maddie as the victim of a heinous crime, but I'd like to talk about Maddie today, and I'd like to share some things that I really loved about her. I loved how fearless Maddie was. She was an amazing swimmer. She was a fast learner. The moment she set her mind to something, she did it. That's how she was about everything. She dove into everything head first, and she was so resilient. She had the most beautiful smile. It lit up our entire life. Every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, I was so excited to see her, to talk to her about her life. She was so curious. She was so smart. She could sing. She loved to perform for us. Maddie enjoyed watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Bob's Burgers. She even dressed up as Louise one year for Halloween. And I loved her witty, outspoken personality. She's so funny. And that's how I want everyone to leave here thinking about her, remembering her. She lost a lot of privacy towards the end of her life. And I want her to be remembered by her amazing qualities, not the abuse she endured and the exploitation she endured by her abuser. There's not 1 second of my life that I don't think about Maddie. I'll forever celebrate her in my heart and out loud. Maddie was too good for the world, and she did not deserve any of this. Ever since she's been gone, our family, our joy, everything is destroyed. No one smiles anymore. No one laughs. Most days I can't even leave my house. I feel like I can't breathe. And I'm not even her blood relative. I was just so lucky to be a part of her life. He took Maddie away from us. He took away her whole childhood. He took away all her potential that we saw in her, and he took everything from us. And now it's time for him to reap what he sows. This disgusting parasite stole Maddie's youth, her innocence, her life, her joy. He has stolen our sense of safety. I can't sleep. Every time I close my eyes, I see his disgusting face. I can imagine what he did to her. I know every detail. I've read everything. I will never bring children into this world because of people like him, depraved, disgusting maggots just like him. He's not the only one. May God forgive him because I definitely do not. I please ask the court to prosecute him to the fullest extent. Show no mercy, exactly how he did Maddie. Justice for Maddie. Thank you.
Nothing further.
Thank you. That's any input prior to
Yes, Your Honor. We would like to thank the State Attorney's Office for sparing Mr. Sterns' life, and we do sincerely hope that this will bring closure and help to start the healing process for Ms. Soto's.
Court has accepted Mr. Sterns' plea of no contest for the first-degree premeditated murder of Madeline Soto and his plea of guilty to 8 counts of sexual battery on Madeline Soto under the age of 12, sexual battery upon Madeline Soto between the ages of 12 and 18 in a familial custodial role, and lewd or lascivious molestation, counts 14 through 20. State, do you have an announcement as to the notice of intent to seek the penalty of death?
Your Honor, we will waive the notice of intent to seek death. We will file an electronic null pros for counts 21 through 60, and we are also asking that you inquire about waiving a PSI, just in abundance of caution.
Based on the announcement from the state of Florida, the maximum potential sentence in these cases is life in prison without the possibility of parole, as the notice of intent to seek the penalty of death has been waived. Ms. Smith, as to 2024 CF 632, is there a waiver of an entitlement to a pre-sentence investigation?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Borden, as to the remaining case 2024 CF 1293, is there a waiver of entitlement to a pre-sentence investigation?
Yes, he is not entitled to a PSI on this.
Thank you. The court has had an opportunity to hear the anguish and the fury of shattered families. Everyone in the gallery has had an opportunity to hear the anguish and the fury of community mourning and permanently diminished. Folks joining us around the state and the country remotely have heard the opportunity to hear the anguish and fury of a meaningful future that was stolen and a beautiful promise of Madeline Soto's life extinguished permanently. Stephan Sterns, you have had the opportunity to hear that anguish and fury from your actions. As to first-degree premeditated murder of Madeline Soto, you are adjudicated guilty and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. As to the capital sexual battery of Madeline Soto while she was under the age of 12, for each count, you are sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. For the sexual battery of Madeline Soto between the ages of 12 and 18, you are adjudicated guilty and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. For the lewd and lascivious molestation of Madeline Soto, you are sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. These sentences will run concurrently, meaning at the same time. The state of Florida has withdrawn their notice of intent to seek the penalty of death. These are the maximum sentences permitted to the court. Each case will have court costs that will be reduced to a civil judgment.
2024 CF 632, court costs are $11,163. As to 24 CF 1293, $666.
Court incorporates the addendum to the plea form as to each plea in 2024 CF 632 and 2024 CF 1293. Not announced. You are adjudicated guilty as counts 1 through 8, 24 CF 632. State any further sentencing considerations?
Yes, Your Honor. With regards to count 14 through count 20 in 24 CF 632, the court sentenced to life in prison. There is a 25-year minimum mandatory with that as well. The state also provided the court with a score sheet which encompasses counts 9 through 20. It includes penetration and contact points as well. A copy of that has been provided to defense as well and the court. I haven't been made aware of any corrections or additions or subtractions.
I do not have a copy of the score sheet.
Should be with the plea form, Your Honor.
It's not. I'm going to need a copy of the score sheet, please. Ms. Smith, Ms. Borden, the total sentence points pursuant to the Criminal Punishment Code score sheet are 1,278 with a lowest permissible prison sentence in months of 937.5 months. That doesn't include sexual penetration points of 80 times 5 and sex contact points of 40 times 7. Any errors, corrections, or omissions to the score sheet? Ms. Smith? Ms. Borden?
No, Your Honor.
A 25-year minimum mandatory sentence as to the counts requiring a minimum mandatory sentence are imposed. Mr. Stearns, you will have the right to appeal the judgment and sentences of the court. If you wish to do so, you must do so in writing within the next 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. The appeal will be limited to the jurisdiction of the court to impose the sentence and the legality of the sentence itself. As a condition of your agreement with the state of Florida, you are agreeing not to appeal the pretrial rulings of the court. State, anything else? Defense, anything else? Thank you. Let's place Mr. Stearns under, he's been previously placed under oath.
Yes, Your Honor, I would like to make a brief statement. I agree that it's not fair that Madeline is not here anymore. I still have a hard time contemplating a world where she's not around, a world which feels less vibrant and less colorful than it did before. I've prayed to God countless times to trade places with her, to take me instead. And unfortunately, that's just not how he works. I have nothing but sorrow for her loss, and I miss her all the time. Her passing has torn me and my family apart as well, and she truly was a joy. I pray to God that she is in heaven and that he's taking good care of her. And I hope she gets to join the choir because she had a beautiful voice. I will miss her all the time. I will never not honor her memory. And I apologize for all the pain.
Anything further, defense? Conclude our plea and sentencing hearing. We'll be in recess.
Wow, I have no words. I have no words. You scum. Smug scum. How dare you, after they just talked about all of the abuse. Oh my God. Holy crap, y'all. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Welcome, Shelley Ray. even if you don't think that he actually killed her, you think Jen did it, what he did to her, you're going to excuse Flamingo? Get out of my chat. Get out of my chat. You support pedos? Get out of my chat. Sick. Ugh. I am sick.
Real sorry for the delay. Get started in about 5 minutes.
Not a problem, Judge. Thank you.
There's his long johns that mommy buys him. He's not going to a federal prison, Nanny. He's going to a Florida state prison. They don't have AC, from what I hear. I don't think they have AC in Florida prisons. I would have to double check, but that's what I heard. Oh my God. Well, that woke me up. They just cut it like that. I guess it's all over, just like that.
Almost, I don't know. I just found it sexual. I just found it deviant. And I'm grateful that the judge sentenced him to multiple life sentences, including the 25 years. And then, you know, Garrett, we heard something that we did not know about. I mean, you suspected, but it's not always clear about the penetration. My Lord, with all the people that loved her, with all the people that knew her, the fact that she lived and died with that type of secret and that type of pain is just gut-wrenching.
I agree with this woman.
It is heartbreaking.
You know, this is a case where it's nearly impossible to do commentary. I mean, this woman is speechless. And quite frankly, so am I. It is temperature controlled. I don't know if I think it's done. I mean, what would they come back for? He's being processed. 75% of prisons in Florida do not have AC. They're just on recess. Yeah, that's Sunny Slaughter. So if the court TV ended, so I don't know what court is in recess means over. Wait, here we go. It's over, guys. Here. Here, let's watch them leave.
Admitted to court.
Okay, here we go. This is afterwards. I think maybe the judge had another case in 5 minutes. Everybody's leaving, y'all. Koberger sentencing is Thursday. Or Wednesday. Wednesday, the 23rd. I've never seen someone get a plea deal and be able to say no contest. It should be a term that they have to say guilty, right? I would think. I guess not. Hey, Autumn. Good to see yous. Good to see you guys. This is just horrible. Pam J she did not have a lot of people speaking for her, unfortunately. She had her dad, her grandmother, a couple of her aunts, and a couple family friends.
Is there any comment you would like to make on
Mr. Sterns hasn't authorized us to speak.
That was Sterns' lawyer. Mr. Sterns hasn't authorized us to speak.
Mr. Sterns hasn't authorized.
Hey, Cremo, I have an event up if you want to go hit the reminder. Yeah, it's probably JLR, guys. He was there. I heard some people saying Magnolia was there, too. Yeah, I don't know if I could have sat in the courtroom. I think our Sarah left and went over to the memorial. It was pretty heavy, she said. Yeah, I see his reflection. Press. Is this Magnolia right here? There's the lovely Magnolia. There she goes. I don't think they said anything about him making money. Who would want his story? I mean, you'd have to be a real sick fuck to want Stephan Sterns' story in a book. Duty Ron indicated that no contest doesn't allow him open for a civil suit, so he can't be sued. I thought her grandfather would be there. Thank you, Spitfire, for being here. Thank all of you for being here. Flamingo, just drop it. Don't say he didn't kill her. He just pled guilty to killing her. So stop. Whether Jen had a hand in it or not, that's a whole nother issue. What's up, Cluminati? Fancy seeing you in these parts. What pants? No, Jen was not there. Jen did not speak. Jen did not even have a written statement for the court. That's what's shameful. Is there's a victim's advocate that could have read Jen's statement, and she didn't. She didn't even have a written statement. None of the family has come out yet. Yeah, we have a heat advisory, guys. It's supposed to be like 110 degrees. I mean, like, where's her written statement, you know? You can hear JLR's voice. He doesn't stop talking. All the reporters that were in the courtroom are coming out. Fucking wagons and shit. I wonder if there's going to be a press conference. Me too, Clue. Yeah, he did criminal med. He's a disgusting pig. And he gave a statement, talked about how sweet her singing voice was. It was disgusting. Ice water? What does that mean? Oh, because of the heat. Yeah. Lots of water. Drink lots of water. Yes, Sarah. He spoke, but Mom didn't. Hey, Kenna. Yeah, it's over. It was wrapped up quick. He was sentenced and everything all in one swoop. Literally, they started right on time, and in a little over an hour, they were done. Victim impact statements and all. The statement he gave was absolutely disgusting. I don't know if they'll go after Jen. I'm not sure who would want to interview him. I mean, I say that with all seriousness. Usually pedos don't get book deals. There's her father and stepmom.
I'm going to circle back around. We're just going to make sure that he's safe and we get him where he needs to be, and then I'll come back and talk to you guys, okay? So just hang tight.
I wonder if the family gets death threats. She said we're going to make sure he's safe, and then the lawyer's going to circle back around. People tapping him, giving him well wishes through the parking lot.
No. I was there when the...
Hey, is she?
The reporter asked the public defender if they would come. Yeah,
I walked out and said that.
I haven't seen those. Oh, pardon me. You would have thought they would have.
Make sure the dad is safe, because a lot of people think that he failed her as well. If you listen to his interviews with police, he talked about him and his wife wanting to do Maddie sandwiches in bed and Maddie not liking it. Yeah, it's over, guys. Everything's done. Sterns made his statement and everything in about an hour and 15 minutes. All right, there's Jen's 21-year-old sister. Leave him alone. At least they're being left alone and not chased. I'm surprised the ex-stepdad didn't come or do an impact statement.
Grandma read that statement.
Thank you for being here, Quiet. It's life without parole. Hey, Skolnick. Prison justice, me too. Yeah, he got to say that she brought him joy. He loved the sound of her singing voice. He misses her every day, and that he will never not honor her memory. Are you going live, Clue? Clue Boo? I gotta replay Julie's from earlier. The public won't leave Jen alone. I've never heard any sightings of Jen or anything. I don't know, proud for her mom. I'm sure a lot will be sealed because, you know, Maddie was 13.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
here's
of course.
the dad's lawyer.
No, that's, okay, let me just take this down.
Dad's lawyer.
So obviously, Mr. Wallace and Tatiana going through and listening to everything that they had to listen to, it's obviously affecting them a great deal. So they're just going to need a little bit of time. But they do want to speak on behalf of Maddie at some point. They're just not in a great headspace right now to address that. But if you guys want to leave me your contact information, we can definitely circle back when they're in a little bit of a better headspace.
Can you tell us if they support this agreement, especially the no contest to the murder charge?
Yes. They're obviously with a trial coming out, and the sex crimes trial was going to be starting on Tuesday. That's a lot of videos. It's their little girl. And I think he recognizes that Stephan Sterns is going to die in prison. The death penalty is you die in prison. And he is not getting out, ever. And I think that he understands that, and he understands the trade-off in terms of, okay, he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison, and my little girl does not have to essentially go through this, and the family go through all of this. And it also takes away all the appeals in terms of, with a death penalty case, the lack of closure that comes with a death penalty case, because the appeals are never ending, essentially. And so this is really, it's a step. Nothing changes the facts. Nothing ever will change the facts, but it's a step for them to get closure.
What do they make of Sterns' statement in court, his apology?
An apology? I mean, I can't speak for them. I can tell you that I thought it was disgusting. I did not take that as an apology. I took that as he misses her. For whatever motive or reason, he misses her. And I was disgusted by it. But again, I'm not speaking for them.
It is disgusting.
The no contest
Preach.
plea. A lot
Sure.
of people are saying, hey, he's not necessarily admitting guilt to the murder of Madeline. Does the family feel that others are involved, or if Sterns did this himself and no other people involved?
No, like I said, that they're okay with this outcome. However you get Stephan Sterns life in prison without any hope of ever getting out. And I think in his final statements that he made to the court, where he's a former Marine, he understands what life in prison as a sex offender means, and I think he has come to a certain level of peace with that outcome. Everything else is really kind of ticky-tacky in terms of, all right, how does he get there? But the bottom line is he's getting there, and he's never getting out.
When did the family find out about the plea agreement?
It was last week.
Yeah, but did you see the mother in the courtroom today, or did I just miss her?
When you refer to the mother, do you refer to Jennifer Soto?
Yes.
I did not see her in the courtroom.
Did you find that odd at any means?
Not for me to say.
Did they expect this plea agreement? Did they know something was coming down the pipeline?
Yes, and I will say the state attorney's office has been wonderful in terms of the communication, in terms of getting their input, in terms of sitting down with them. William J. and Danielle Pinnell, they put their heart and souls into this case. They were there and available for any questions that anybody had. They didn't try to rush anything. They didn't try to force anything. This was very much conversations that took place in terms of what, and again, in a case like this, there's never going to be any like joy or happiness. There's not going to be a resolution where everybody is like, that's great. But it is a matter of, well, what can you live with?
And what does it mean for the family? And what does it mean for Maddie, quite honestly, moving forward? Nobody wants to be in a position where, you know, and no offense to you guys, we appreciate you very much, but the media exposure in a child sex case, where that's what's going to be written about for weeks on ends, if not months. And obviously, you know, if you have the ability to have closure without that having to happen, where essentially the same outcome, where he will in fact die in prison. And I think that is what the big picture was, and that was the goal. And I think that was achieved today.
There were a lot of law enforcement officers in the courtroom. Does the family have any thoughts on the case that law enforcement built, especially in those early days?
They're really appreciative. They actually were really overwhelmed with the support, and they really appreciate the fact that, you know, law enforcement, they're there when they're not in a position to help their daughter. Sometimes you have to rely on other people, and they're very appreciative of the work that law enforcement and the prosecution did in this case.
Deborah, speak if you can. Remember the years of being a state prosecutor. Does it make a difference, even though the out cue was the same, that he pled no contest to some things, one guilty to others? Does it make a difference, even though the outcome's the same?
No. It's basically, it doesn't really have any legal significance. And so the fact that he went no contest and guilty, okay, and enjoy life in prison.
What's next for the family?
Well, that's a good question, and I don't even think they know the answer to that. I can't imagine how you move on from this, and I think, you know, Tyler said it best in terms of describing his emotions earlier today, where he's like, you know, this type of death is so unique that unfortunately with time, it's actually gotten worse for him mentally, because I think he has more time to think about it and to think about exactly what happened to his little girl. And so it's hard, and it's going to be hard, but they're gonna get through it.
Many of us know you quite well. For those out there that don't, do you mind just saying and spelling your name?
Sure, yeah, I'm sorry. My name's Deborah Barra, Deborah, last name Barra, B as in boy, A-R-R-A.
I have one more question. Has Stephan Sterns' parents ever reach out to the family to offer apologies, any type of talk, you know, communication whatsoever?
Good question, JLR. Stephan Sterns' parents have never reached out to her knowledge. I think Hartley has a really good idea. I think we should all light a candle for Maddie today. Ugh. And then they end with his face. He always gets the last word. This pig. This pig. Let's see if JLR is live. He is. See what he's
impact statements were being read. There was a lot of sniffles and cries inside that courtroom.
Yeah, everyone was pretty much crying throughout, and they even had one of Maddie's friends, I think from school, spoke on the phone, and even that was just really hard because we were talking on the way here, and I said, I wonder who all will do victim impact statements because I think that Maddie's friends were greatly impacted by this. Her school, everyone who knew her, you know, they all have to live with this and think about this type of horror that's out there, this evil. And as a young child, a young kid, I just can't imagine having one of my friends taken that way. So it was good to hear from one of her friends. We heard from several family members, her aunts, different people. They informed Stephan Sterns that he will be going to hell.
Yeah, they said they said they'll be going to hell.
Yeah, they said you'll never see Maddie again.
You'll be going to hell. So
yeah, I thought some of the statements were really, really powerful too.
Yeah, another thing too I noticed too, when Sterns addressed the court, and also during the course, the judge, I could tell, despised him. Didn't give him any sympathy, no play or nothing. As soon as Sterns was done speaking, the judge directly turned his head. He didn't even say thank you or nothing like that. You could tell the judge was absolutely disgusted with Stephan Sterns. So
Yeah, he was also visibly moved by the victim.
oh yeah. His that judge was like staring when the victims were addressing the court and staring in front of the judge had all his attention on these victim impact statements and listening to them, even the ones on the teleconference. You know, he was listening, dude.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
That's good.
Too.
Yeah, and I know for people, if they were watching at home, I can tell you court TV also gets irritated with the low sound. We were just talking about it on the way out. The judge at the hearing today, unfortunately, I'm sure most people couldn't hear him very well. He didn't have a microphone in front of him. He talked very quiet, as if he was just speaking to the people right there in front of him. And
Well,
so it was hard.
Thanks to you guys. They're adorable, by the way. Can I just say that? Can I just say that how adorable this coverage is? And it must just burn Betty's britches to see it. It just makes me laugh. Great job to JLR and Magnolia for, duoing this. It's horrible. Thank you to Sarah Luna. Yeah.
Hard to hear him.
But thanks to J is for Justice, moi. Put a 1 in chat if you could hear the judge today, thanks to the coverage that you got. Come on, give me some props. Give me some props. And then we're going to get in our aeroplane and we're going to go over to Cluminati's channel. Put a 1 in chat if you could hear the judge. All right, come on. Video in Discord. Sarah Luna. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, wow. Sarah, thanks for all your postings. Oh, wow. Oh, let me show this. Hold on. Is that where she was found, Sarah? I never knew where that was at. I'm going to show you guys. Sarah went out to Maddie's memorial while Sterns was being sentenced. I want to share it with you guys. Thank you, Hartley, and thanks for the great idea. Everybody remember, light a candle. Keep your porch light on if you don't keep your porch light on. Just light up something in memory of Maddie. That's all we can do, guys. That's all we can do. All right, let me see this video. Thank you, Kels. All right, let me pull this up. Say bye to the happy couple. All right. Thank you, Sarah. All right, here we go. Oh my goodness. Wow. That was where she was found, was right in these trees. I never realized where the memorial was in proximity to that spot. Oh man. Let me play that one more time. Gosh. I hate that the memorial is where that monster dumped her. You know what I mean? Ugh, it just makes me sick. Wait, hold on. Look at all the... Look at all the kids put their locker locks on there. Wow. Poor girl. Seriously, that's so fucking sad. Right in there. Mm-mm-mm. God bless you, Maddie. Whew, thank you, Sarah, for that video. Wow, that's pretty freaking heavy, man. Poor girl. How many Maddies are out there? I agree. Let's take a moment of silence, and then we're going to end this out. And I'm going to send you over to Clue Minotti. And I think that we need a little pick-me-up, and Clue will definitely not disappoint. She will make you laugh. She will make you cry. She's a great-hearted person, and I'm really glad that I've gotten to know Clue. So I'm proud to send you guys over there for some laughs and, some more lighthearted stuff, because this has been really heavy. They have a bench at a park dedicated to Maddie. That's nice. No, she's not live yet, but you will be dumped in her chat. And she'll be live in just a few minutes. So let's take a moment of silence. Throw some candles, throw some hearts, whatever you want to do. And let's just remember Maddie and what we know of Maddie and everything that she missed in life. Rest in peace, sweet Maddie, and God bless all of you and your hearts. I love you guys. Let's run our credits. I'm not crying, you are, so I'm just going to go ahead and end it. Bye, guys. So much for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream or video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my latest content. Want to take it a step further? Bring it all in. And join our community clickers by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member. You'll get exclusive access to our Discord server, special channel perks, and much more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Click. It's real easy, man.